Hey, this your girl, msyelladiva. I'm bringing you another episode of Dexter Resurrection, Season 1, Episode 5, Murder Horny. Okay then. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome. Okay. We do reviews here, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. We family here. We family. Welcome, cousins. Cousins. All right, now give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel, and we will begin. Okay, so Harrison. Okay, so at the end of the last episode, Dexter stopped Harrison from going into the police station to give himself up. So this is where it starts. Okay, so he grabs his shoulder, talking about, Harrison, don't. And he turned around. He's like, Dad. And so he was like, I thought I shot you. He said, and Dexter was like, listen, I promise I will tell you everything. Not here. We got to go. Cause I'm on the lam right now. We got to go. So you got to come back. So he take him to his apartment in Queens, okay? And so Harrison was like, well, what are you doing here? He was like, I'm here to watch over you. And he said, well, how the fuck are you alive? And he said, well, when you shot me, my heart slowed down, and so I didn't bleed out as much. And he said, and I was in a coma for 10 weeks, okay? And he said I had to learn how to do everything again, okay? So he was in a coma for 10 weeks. And so Harrison was like, I had no idea, that the day that I shot you, what it would do to me. He said, I got it stuck in my head. And Dexter was like, he said, I know about Ryan Foster. He said, that's really how I tracked you down. And then he goes in to say, I get it. He said, I was just like you. Now he telling him all this stuff. I was just like you when I was your age. I thought about killing all the time, But when I was 20 years old, I had my first kill, and it was a release. Harrison was like, what the hell we talking about? What you talking about, a release? He said, I ain't got no release. I'm in hell right now. I'm in hell. He said, I see his face everywhere I go. He haunting me, okay? And he said, and I got this watch. It keep ticking and ticking and ticking. He was like, I can't get rid of it. He was like, I don't know about a release. And so Dexter, he thinking like, oh, I guess we ain't alike as what I thought we were, So Dexter said, well, you are more than your worst moment, because he was like, I should have called the police. I should have called security. No, I had to hit him with a toilet bowl cover, and then chop his body up in little pieces. And, that's why the cops looking at me. He said, that's why I was trying to turn myself in. He said, because, I can't take this. I can't take this level of reliving. This level of reliving this. And he was like, so I was trying to turn myself in. And so, but he said, but is that what you tell yourself? You are not as good. You are more than your worst moment. Is that what you tell yourself? He said, because did you tell yourself when Mom was murdered? Did you tell yourself when Aunt Deb was murdered? When Captain LaGuardia was murdered? And then they were like, then Dexter was like, Captain LaGuardia, and how you know about that? And so he said Batista was I talked to Batista this morning, and he said that you are the Bay Harbor Butcher. Now, why he gonna tell this boy that? Anyway, and he said that he thought that you trained me. And so Dexter was like, well, what'd you tell him? He said, I told him nothing. Yeah, just like I ain't no snitch. I told him nothing. Told him nothing, man. And so, and then Dexter was like, yeah, he said he don't have nothing on me. He said, because I talked to him a week ago. A week ago. Okay. So Dexter talked to Batista a week ago. And Harrison was like, he let me believe that you were dead, because when Batista was like, I'm sorry for your loss, he knew he wasn't dead. Look at that. Anyway, so Dexter said, give me that watch. Let me keep that for you. Let me carry that for you. He was like, because it's obviously bothering you. So so Harrison gave him the watch. So then he said, well, you want to grab a bite? And Harrison was like, what makes you think I'm even hungry at this moment? He was like, I thought I killed you. Now you're alive. And so now you thinking I'm like you. How do you think that I am hungry at this moment? He was like, no. He said, I don't even know if I want you in my life. And so he said he got to go. So I don't even know if he know how to get from Queens back to the hotel, but he got out and he started walking. Maybe he gonna catch a your car when he get to the corner. Okay. Does he know where the subway is? Okay. I'm just asking. I'm just asking for a friend. But he leaves. He got to get back to that hotel somehow. So Leon Prater is getting interviewed for his work with foster families. Okay. Apparently he was a foster child. The interview lady was like, I thought you came from rich people. He was like, no, I was a foster child. And so he said, once I got rich, I bought the foster home for my foster family. And then he said, and whenever another family moves in or whatever, I pay for their foster family. So he paid for a bunch of foster families to have a home. And that's very, very nice, even though he is funding that with serial killers. I don't even know he funding that. No, he not funding that because he funding the serial killers. I don't know. I have no idea how he has can't come to all these riches. Okay, but he funding serial killers and he funding foster families. Okay. Anyway, so Harrison get a call from Detective Claudette. Okay. And she said, she's so stoic. She said, well, you called me at 9:25 and you didn't leave a message. What did you want? And he was like, like, and she was like, well, you can come down here and you can come talk to me. He was like, well, I'm busy. She said, well, I can come to you. I can come to your job or your home, or that's the same place. She said, does your boss know that you still staying in the hotel? And so he was like, I'm coming. I'm coming to you. Okay. So Harrison goes to the precinct and he make up some stuff. He was like, I just wanted Shanna's number because I wanted to apologize to her that, I let that happen to her. So I was just wondering how she was doing. And, I wanted to apologize to her. And so she was like, you work in a hotel, you can't get them number from the from the computer? And he was like, listen, I just work I'm a bellhop. I don't have access to the computers, you know. And she was like, well, what makes you think I'm gonna give you this number? He was like, I don't. So he didn't get nowhere with that, but he was making that up anyway. So anyway, so Dexter invited Mia to see Black Swan, but Mia said no, that show is boring. Take me someplace else, and so he take her bowling. That's fine. And they talk about their dysfunctional families, you know. Okay, you know, Dexter from a dysfunctional family, so does Mia. So then after that, um, Mia invites him tonight to go to a wine bar, and so she's asked him, has he ever considered a menage a trois? And so Dexter was like, okay. Uh, he said, well, um, for the first time, it should be just be the two of us. And she said, no, stupid. No, I'm just kidding. No, a menage a trois on the job, um, collaborating on a kill. She said that could be fun. Hmm. And so Harry was like, and so he leaves, and so Harry was like, "You thinking about it, ain't you? You thinking about it?" So Harry was like, "Listen, Lady Vengeance and the Bay Harbor Butcher team up." When did you team up with any uh killer that worked? He said, you can't work with no, you can't work with killers." And so he said, but you considering it because what happened with Harrison this morning. And while Harry is basically reprimanding his son, he hear a fall, and Blessing's mama Prudence fell trying to get up the stairs with some groceries. And so Dexter helps her up the stairs. He get the groceries. Blessing come and fuss at the mama, talking about, you did you take your medication? You've been having these episodes um frequently since you stopped radiation and everything like that. And so she said, well, radiation makes me nauseous. That's all it does. It makes me nauseous. And so and so Prudence was like, would you make me some tea? Blessing, go somewhere and make me some tea. Damn it. So Prudence talks to Dexter, and he was like, she said, listen, she said, this is in God's plan. Blessing just gonna have to deal with it. She said, I don't want to die in the hospital room with a bunch of doctors in my face. I don't want to deal with that. So that's how I feel. I don't want to deal with that. So we can't we can't go back to the hospital. We gonna die at home, basically. So Charlie visits her mama in the hospital too, and she tell her about some third grade children that read a book in class. I was just like, so she is a lawyer. She is a, what you call it, a fixer, and she a third grade teacher. Okay, however, okay, because she a lawyer. In the end of the episode, okay, so she a fixer too. So she got many jobs, and she got a fly bob. Okay, moving on. Dexter gets a whole new set of microscope slides. Ha ha! Yes, 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 yes. Hallelujah. Okay. Yeah, so he gets a whole set of microscope slides, but the tattoo man, Lowell, he it doesn't fit in the microscope slide. So he said either I got to get a bigger box or he gonna have to figure something out. But he gonna hide it. He gonna hide it where what's her name hid her weed. Um, what's that child name? Joy. Blessing's daughter. She said it's a compartment in the back behind the bookshelf where she hid her weed. So he gonna have his his microscope slides in there. Microsoft. All right. So me and Dexter meet up at the wine bar. Dexter tells him that he grew up in Miami. And though she started talking about the menage a trois. But he said, well, it's going to be hard because, he kills rideshare people. And she's killed sexual predator. No, rideshare drivers. And she kills sexual predators. So it's going to be hard for them to find a rideshare driver with, with also being a sexual predator. And so Mia said any rideshare driver or any passenger will do. I just enjoy killing. Okay. Okay. And so she's like, don't tell me you believe that Lady Vengeance crap. And Dexter was like, no, of course not. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Okay. You lie. Anyway, she said, that's the media trying to give a deep meaning for what I do. She said, you, Al, and Lowell, and it's another guy in there. She said, y'all ain't gotta have a noble reason for what y'all do, but I gotta have a noble reason for what I do. And then Dexter was like, yeah, you're right. She said society doesn't think that a woman could enjoy murder or murdering someone. And she said, I am the predator. I am the predator. I'm sorry. I am the predator. Okay, I'm stop. Anyway, and so Mia was like, let's get one tonight. And so Dexter was like, I got a kill kit in my car. if you really want to do my thing, I got a kill kit in my car. And so she was just like, well, I just bring it back to my place, and everything I need is in my place. I'll just bring it back to my place and just, do what I need to do. And then, I don't know how she get the dead bodies out of her place, but whatever the case may be. Okay, so Dexter go back to his car and go to his trunk and stuff like that. And Harry was like, I hate to say I told you so. Okay. Harry was like, I hate to say I told you so, but he was like, something in the milk ain't clean. So Dexter, he said thanks, Dad. I can take it from here. And so so Mia and Dexter was walking, and so because he got his little syringe and stuff like that, and they was walking, and they tried to get a ride share. She was like Stacy, or I don't know what, who he was picking up, and so Dexter was like, "No, we looking for an SUV." And she was like, she got mad talking about why he was good, everything like that. He was like, listen, I do things the way I want to do them and stuff. And she was just like, okay, well, forget it then. She was like, you got me so murder horny. I said, oh, okay. Okay. got me so more murder horny. Okay. So she decides to go off by herself and do it. And Dexter decides against killing Mia because that's what he's supposed to do, is kill her because she killed just for fun. But he decides against it because he done already killed Lowell. Okay, he already killed him, and set him in the incinerator. Okay, with Richard Schmidt. Okay, so he said, and so if two predators or two people die and they go back to what's that man named Prater uh, serial killer dinner, and two people is missing, they gonna know something with the new guy that came in. So what he does is when Mia is in the bar, trying to pick up her mark, basically her mark. He plants something in her apartment. Okay, so when she gets her mark back to her apartment, um, she asked, "Do you want some wine?" And so he was like, "I really don't like wine, because he's trying to undress." Because she was like, "We getting right to business." And so she was like, he said, "I don't like wine," but she busted him in the head with a wine bottle. Anyway, so it don't even matter if he like it or not. And then she hangs him. Um, she puts him on a big thing that looked like an X. Okay. Now, what I needed to know is, did the thing get on the floor and you can handcuff him that way, and then you pushed it up to stand up? I said, because I know you wasn't pulling this big dead weight man up, because he was a little thick. He was a little thick thing, you know, up here to, up here on this big ass X. Okay, I was just trying to figure that out. Whatever the case may be, he on this big ass X, and she about to torture him. And she was like, "I'm gonna put lye in your eyeballs so you can't see what's going on and all that other stuff." She about to torture him, poor baby, honey, oh, poor baby. Okay, poor baby. She about to torture him. So when when he got on that big X, okay, so then Dexter across the street, he called the police, and he got this crazy New York accent. You got to come over here. You got to come over here. Now she crazy. I can't do it, but you know what I'm saying. And so then they bust in, and so then they looking at her trinket case, and there is the watch of Ryan Foster. Okay. So she killed Ryan Foster and Harrison did not. One of my subbies did say that they she Dexter was going to try to frame Mia for Ryan's death. And kudos to you, okay? Because I didn't think anything about that, but she said it. She said that he was going to frame uh, Lady Vengeance for Ryan's murder. So kudos to you. Anyway, so Harrison is off the suspect list, and Lady Vengeance, Mia Foster. Mia Foster. Who is Mia Foster? Mia somebody. I don't know who Mia Foster is. Oh, I got Mia and Ryan Foster. Mia is, is the number one suspect. Okay. So Charlie goes to Leon Prater. She said Mia has been arrested. And so without blinking, without him turning around to even look at Charlie, he said, I hired you to make problems go away. Did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake? She said, no, sir, you absolutely did not. Okay, so she got to go on and get this shit together. Angel in the and in the hotel room, watching TV, and the news come on that Lady Vengeance killed Ryan Foster. Elsa tells Harrison that they picked up this serial killer, Lady Vengeance, who killed Ryan Foster. So Harrison goes back to his daddy and said, did you do this? And so Dexter was like, I'm sorry if I overstepped your boundary, and and have you not go to jail for what you did. Okay, yeah, I overstepped my boundaries, but you ain't in jail. Okay. Anyway, Dexter was like, I need you. I promise I will never try to mold you in my image again. I'm sorry about that. He says, I have so many reasons to kill. He said, but you're my reason to live. And see, he said, you're all I have. And Harrison just broke down. He was like, you're all I have too. And Charlie, the lawyer, visits Mia in jail. And Mia assures her that she gonna keep her mouth shut. And Charlie assures Mia that her stay will be comfortable and as short as possible. Okay? And that is where it ends. Okay? That's where it ends. Okay, so give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.